What if I told you that the most iconic image of revolution wasn't captured by a journalist, but by a painter who never fired a gun? A woman with bare breasts and a loaded rifle, a child with pistols, and corpses rotting under the flag of freedom. This isn't a fantasy. This is France, Paris, July 1830. And this painting didn't just depict a revolution, it became one. But what you think you know about it might be a beautiful lie. Picture this. She rises, not from myth, not from marble, but from the blood and smoke of revolution. A woman with a musket in one hand, the tricolour in the other. Her gaze is fixed not on heaven, but on you, daring you to follow. The story begins not with liberty, but with a king. Charles X, a monarch stuck in a century that no longer existed. After Napoleon's fall, France tried to return to monarchy, but the world had changed. Liberalism was rising. The people wanted rights, a voice, well, and bread. In July 1830, Charles X issued the July Ordinances, a royal overreach that suspended the press, dissolved parliament, and handed power back to elites. The response? Paris ignited. While gunpowder filled the streets, another kind of weapon was being loaded, a brush. This is not just a painting, this is a declaration, a war cry, a visual revolution. This is Delacroix's liberty, leading the people. July 1830. Paris erupts. Not for the first time, not for the last. King Charles X had pushed too far, censoring the press, dissolving parliament. The streets answered with barricades, bullets, and the cry of "À bas le roi," down with the king. But here's the twist. Delacroix didn't fight in these streets. He watched them, and then he immortalized them. In a single frame, Delacroix captures the unthinkable. A revolution that unites bankers, workers, and children. And at the center, a goddess of freedom, half divine, half human, dirty feet and exposed breasts, leading the charge. She is liberty, but not the polite one from coins and statues. No, this liberty is dangerous, political, bleeding and bare. It wasn't a planned uprising, it was spontaneous, uncontrollable. 3 days, Trois Glorieuses, the glorious 3 days, July 27th to 29th. Blood on the cobblestones, teenagers with muskets, grown men falling under flags they had sewn the night before. This was no polite protest, this was a revolution. Delacroix finished the painting in 3 months, and it was shown with 23 other revolution-inspired works at the 1831 Salon, an annual exhibition of French art held at the Louvre. Yet Delacroix, by combining realism and idealism, and by applying his characteristically expressive brushwork, this painting created a more modern scene that contrasted with those of his competitors. Contemporary critics and viewers were nonetheless divided on whether the painting was heroic or distasteful. A half-nude female figure dominates the monumental painting as she charges forward, a crowd of determined revolutionists in her wake. She is a personification of liberty, a classical symbol used throughout the history of art. Indeed, her yellow dress swirls around her body, loosely tied with red rope and falling from her shoulders in a manner that is reminiscent of heroic Greek sculptures, such as the winged victory of Samothrace. Yet she is also of the moment, wearing a red Phrygian cap that resembles the stocking cap worn by the working class and made popular during the French Revolution, 1787 to 99, as a liberty cap, but which originates from antiquity. Her modernity is heightened by the tricolour she hoists above her head and the musket with the bayonet she grasps in her other hand. Some critics, however, found her grimy skin and alleged underarm hair to be too human for a personified ideal. The fighters are also idealized realist figures, representing the different types of people who took part in the revolution. To the left is a member of the bourgeoisie, identified by his top hat, cravat, and tailored black coat. He is armed with a hunting shotgun. Farther back is a craftsman or factory worker, wearing a work shirt, apron, and sailor pants, and wielding a saber. A younger figure to the right, marked as a student by his falouche, a black velvet beret, shouts a rallying call as he brandishes a pistol in each hand. Liberty surmounts a barricade of cobblestones and fallen figures, as one wearied fighter looks up hopefully at her. Another figure, a male in a nightshirt and nude from the waist down, lies at the bottom left corner. He may have been beaten by the opposition in his home and dragged into the street as an example. A member of the Royal Army, recognizable by his blue coat and epaulettes, lies next to a fallen comrade in the other corner. In the background, Notre Dame rises through a clearing of smoke, its south tower nearly obscuring its twin and heralding a barely discernible tricolour on its roof. The cathedral is the only structure Delacroix included in an arrangement of churning human bodies, but he subdued the chaos of the scene by using a pyramidal composition and fairly muted colours. The painting was purchased by the government of the July monarchy and shown briefly at the Musée du Luxembourg in Paris, then a museum for living artists, but it quickly lost favour under the new government and was taken down. It spent the next years in storage and was later returned to the artist before being exhibited again at the Luxembourg. The government bought it and buried it. Hidden from public view for decades, they couldn't destroy it, so they locked it away. In 1874, it was finally transferred to the Louvre, and over time it became one of Delacroix's most popular works. It has been appropriated many times, most visibly as the cover art for the British rock band Coldplay's 2008 album, Viva la Vida. While on loan to the Louvre Lens, an extension of the Louvre in northern France, the painting was vandalized in 2013. A woman reportedly used a marker to write AE911, a cipher associated with the September 11th conspiracy theory, near the bottom of the canvas. Conservators fully restored the piece shortly afterward. In a time where democracy is under siege, everywhere from Paris to Washington, what does liberty leading the people mean now? Does she still lead? Or are we alone on the barricades? Is she a symbol of liberation, or a relic of revolution we no longer believe in? Delacroix gave us the image, but the meaning, that's up to us. If you enjoy discovering hidden meanings and reasons behind popular artworks, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a video. Thank you, and see you in the next video.